All right. Go time, people.
Yeah, baby. You know what it is. It's Monday night. So what Monday night means, we got Monday night sports and tacos. Yes, we have Robert Roll Tide Roll Humphreys. Up above me, we got Spencer Shotgun Cadigan. And we do have a great thing tonight. We have our host, Alex Unit Ginzel. And then we got race car drivers. We got a super baseball star coming on later on. He's at a sports tournament right now, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to see what's going on. Hopefully, he's at the 19th hole.
I'm sure they are.
But yeah, man. Tonight is going to be special. We got race cars. We got college football preseason. Go Broncos. We have everything going on. I'm getting ready to turn it on. G-Unit, explode.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you. We have a special guest on here tonight, Mr. Rob. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do? And
Rob Holland, professional race car driver. Been driving at the pro level for about almost 20 years now. So currently driving for Porsche in the SRO GT4 Challenge Series. We're sitting second in the championships with one win. We got a win last race at VIR, and we're heading off on Wednesday to Road America to hopefully continue the fight in the championship.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Hey,
boy,
Rob.
get it.
Hey, Rob. Rob, I just real quick, Rob, I just want to give you a little backstory. So,
Okay.
anyways, so this is Sports and Tacos, and just so you guys know, Rob is married to my cousin Audra. So, like, I've known Rob kind of on and off. I've met Rob a few times. I've had one of the. If you guys ever want a thrill, go to Thanksgiving dinner with a race car driver. Drive from downtown Denver to Arvada with a race car driver.
heck yeah.
Yeah, we made it pretty quick, didn't we?
Dude, like, I don't think I couldn't take my eyes off of my cell phone. Like, I didn't want to look up. I was just like, oh,
That's all right.
my.
Audra does the same thing. So
I just like pretend to be busy on my phone.
Hey, Rob, were you taking a lot of turns, like left?
Dude, it was.
we do lefts and rights, so I can do both.
So, anyways, Rob, this is Sports and Tacos podcast. Me, Tony, and Bama, we worked together at a huge sports bar down south, down at the Platte River Bar and Grill for years. And like 6 years ago, we decided to just start a little podcast one night. I don't know. Tony had one of those karaoke microphones. We were all just hanging out at Tony's house. He was like live broadcasting, like fake live broadcasting a game from his living room. And we were like, we should start a sports podcast. So anyways, we talked to manager of sports at the Platte into letting us use the band area on Monday nights. And that's how Sports and Tacos was born. We just kept doing it. And then about maybe a year and a half ago, I was in LA for like 4 years. So me and my buddy Kyle were at a celebrity golf tournament, and there's a ex-baseball star. His name's Greg Vaughn, who I met, who came on the show, had a blast, and he actually kind of partnered up with us. So Greg Vaughn is actually part of Sports and Tacos. We've actually, man, over the last like couple of years, it's grown a lot. Like, we were getting bigger and bigger names. But just to kind of give you a backstory,
and then you kind of went downhill and got me on. You were
exactly.
a little desperate.
Then actually, so 2 years ago, I was in LA, and I was at the David Ortiz Hall of Fame induction party in Hollywood, and my roommate Linda is friends with this girl Dawn, and that's where we met Miss Alex Ginzel, who's a Kansas City Chiefs. She's from KC,
Oh, sorry.
She's like a Super Chiefs
Go
fan,
Broncos.
and she's also now the referee for when things get a little too heated
right.
on Sports and Tacos, and people need to get sent to the penalty box. So,
Hey, Rob, it sucks to be right.
So anyway,
it is.
That just Rob. That's just the backstory of Sports and Tacos, and it's just kind of growing and growing. And I was actually
Nice.
I went and had dinner with or lunch with Audra and Andrew recently. And I was like, dude, why haven't I had Rob on? We've only had one other race car driver. And
Who did you have on other than myself?
There's this guy Flash Bugatti who raced. What does he race, Bama? It's what style of NASCAR?
Well, I know he was doing simulations the last time we talked to him. I can't remember the one that it's been a while since we talked to him.
Open wheel. Oh, sorry, that's what he did. He did open wheel.
Okay, cool.
If you know what that is.
Yeah,
so,
I did.
Yeah. So that was pretty interesting. So you're the second race car driver that we've had on Sports and Tacos. So
Nice.
Miss G Unit. And then Rob, just a tiny little more backstory. So okay, for the rest of the year, for like the next 6 months, football is going to dominate Sports and Tacos. So preseason's kind of boring. So I was like, we're dedicating tonight to G Unit. So G Unit is hosting the show tonight. It's a little bit improv. So just so you know. And who knows? Like if she does good, maybe she can keep hosting the show. But anyways, G Unit, take it away. You have a professional race car driver on the show.
I know. So Rob, I have a few questions. We talk all night, us guys. We talk about sports. We talk about everything. What is your favorite sport besides racing?
That's it.
Football?
What else is there but racing? I get to get into a 500 horsepower Porsche and drive it as fast as I want to at any point in time. So what else is there? Now, honestly, I'm a big sports fan. Obviously, I literally just got through like binging the Olympics. So
me too.
Yep. So my background actually was a bicycle racer. So I'm huge on all the cycling stuff, and we had some great races. So that was fantastic to see. So I literally sat on the couch all week and watched, last 2 weeks and watched the Olympics. It was perfect because our last race finished up, the Olympics started, and then now we're about ready to take off and the Olympics are over. So, but yeah, then I'm a football fan. I'm a basketball fan, a little bit of baseball, college football. Love it. Go Buffs. And, so that's it. So pretty much everything you put me in a sport and I'll love to watch it.
That's awesome. I also binge watched the Olympics. Did you guys? It was just phenomenal. Paris, the French know what they're doing. It was absolutely glorious and beautiful. And they did a really good job with the opening and the closing ceremony too. I just thought it was really, really neat.
Well, and especially that great French guy, Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. Their mascot.
He was everywhere.
He was like the man of the seriously, look at that. Like what, 30 years ago now, almost 40 years ago, who would have pictured Snoop Dogg being the guy at the Olympics that everybody's going to watch? Like nobody.
You know what I was thinking?
He was running around listening to Doggy Style back in the day on the CD player, in high school. Yeah.
Murder was the case that they gave me. Dude, okay, here's what I was. This is in the. We don't get political on the show. We don't get religious. Okay, but I was thinking we may see a day. Okay, and this is crazy. This is just Spencer crazy talk. I could see a day where Snoop Dogg runs for president. And I seriously would probably vote for the guy. Like,
hey, Ronald Reagan did it. Trump did it.
Dude,
you got to be a politician your whole life to be a politician.
Right, exactly.
Fire.
He's very well respected and very well liked from a lot of different
crazy
people.
because the guy almost went to prison for murder at one point.
Yeah. But then he got to hang out with Martha Stewart and all of a sudden became cool.
He's doing commercials with Lee Iacocca.
Yeah.
Trip walking. Anyways, I just was like, I can see a day where Snoop runs for president. Anyways, I digress. So, G Unit, you got any other?
He was a good little touch to the whole Olympics. Well, I have questions to ask Rob. But do you guys? What was your favorite event at the Olympics? All of you. Mine was gymnastics.
Honestly, I love the relays. You know, the men's and the women's 4x and 1x was amazing. You know, great racing, just amazing athletes, and watching how quick those guys are and the coordination it takes is unbelievable. So no, I was glued to the set for that.
Yep.
The 100 meters with Noah Lylesman, that was my one particular event that I watched. That was probably my favorite one event, but I loved the swimming is one of my favorites. I always love watching all the swimming competitions. Just the track foot in general, man, like the high jumps and all that right there. The cycling as well, like you were saying there, Rob. We got the First Lady gold medal in quite a number of years this year right there. But yeah, for my one event, 100 meters was by far the most. Yeah, that was when I dug that one the best. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Mine had to be, at first I was going, it's all about basketball. That was just, I'm not going to lie, it was boring. But
until the end. Until the end. I mean, the Fred put up a hell of a fight. Curry just raining threes. Come on.
Gabby Williams steps on the line to keep it going from overtime in the women's match right there.
It was amazing.
It was pretty crazy, yeah.
Well, see, like with mine, track and field was the number one part for me, the whole thing about track and field. The gymnastics was pretty nice when I got to see it. But, the funniest, hey, man, Australia. I love you, Australia. Don't do breakdancing anymore.
She made the Olympics.
I didn't like that either.
Hey, man, if I would have made the Olympics, at least I would have tried to
Okay. This is like my only gripe kind of like with the Olympics. And I get it. I'm sitting there watching ping pong. I'm sitting there watching the news about this ridiculous Australian breakdancer. And I'm like, dude, this is the Summer Olympics. How is baseball not in the Olympics? And I get it. You can't stop Major League Baseball in the middle of the season.
It is in LA.
But dude, I'm telling you, why can you not have the AAA dudes and call best of college guys representing the USA like they used to? And I know you got the World Baseball Classic and everything, but it's just we're watching break dancing in the Summer Olympics and not baseball.
Apparently it's break, and they don't like it when you call break dancing. I was reading about, which is break dancing. We used to do that back in the early '80s out on a piece of cardboard at the Arby's park.
Yeah.
Dennis flying everywhere. It was smooth.
Hip hop, hippity, hip hop, hip hop.
So,
I'd rather watch you guys than what we saw. But anyway.
It was a Kodak moment, and I'm sure everybody thought it was too. And the Olympic Committee thought it was a joke itself. So that's why there's no more breakdancing.
Yeah.
I just, that's all. You got ping pong in there, but no baseball. But anyways, hey, real quick, Rob.
Yeah.
Normally when we have new people on, give me your backstory. Like, where are you from originally?
Born in New York, grew up in Europe. So was over there until I was in the 7th grade and then came back to the U.S. And that's when I started racing bicycles. Did that for a number of years, which is how I ended up in Colorado. Was at the Olympic Training Center for basically a year, and then came to school at CU Boulder. So that's why I love my Colorado Buffaloes, both basketball, football, all of that.
Right.
It's my boys and girls. And then from there, honestly, I left cycling because I got a bit fed up with all the drugs that were in the sports. It wasn't me. And so I left, but I missed being competitive. And I had a bunch of people that were around me that were like, you really, you should get on track. And, you love cars, you love speed. And I got on track and literally like the end of the day, the guy's like, you should go to racing school and learn how to race because, you've got a natural talent for it. And long story short, that was 20 years ago. So I managed to get a test, got a factory gig within 8 months of literally graduating from Skip Barber Racing School, and was runner-up and rookie of the year in World Challenge, and was a factory driver for Dodge, factory driver for Volvo, and then went over to Europe for a number of years. First American to race in the FIA World Championships for touring cars. First American since Dan Gurney in British Touring Car Championships, and then lived at the Nürburgring, which is the legendary racetrack over in Germany, one of the most dangerous tracks in the world. Lived there for 5 years, and I think I'm still the winningest American over there. There's a bunch of Americans that have gone over, but I think I'm still up there. So, and then came back to the U.S. 5 years ago, and have been racing in the SRO championships in the GT4 class.
Wow.
Nice.
See, that's what I was going to ask, man. I feel like when you said you were cycling, did you like go-karts or anything to get started with? You just travel on a track one day and race so good they said, here, try to go to school here?
Yeah, the funny thing, though, is that I honestly feel that the things that I learned in cycling, it's just the spatial awareness, looking at the drafting and aerodynamics and, the ability to be able to deal with multiple people kind of in your vicinity and figuring out where everybody's going to go. And then honestly, just the athlete's focus and the drive and the determination that you get being an athlete, all of those things translated right over into motorsport. So when it came to being in a car, I didn't have to think about a lot of the things that other guys did. So I was able to pick it up fairly quickly. And like I said, literally it was 8 months from me starting to race to when I did my first pro race.
That's impressive, man. That is impressive.
That's awesome, Rob. Hey, Rob, I really thought you were going to be different on this one. I thought you were going to say, man, back in high school, we're at the parties, Rob, drive, cops, something like that, man. And then you're going down I-25, 75, 85, 95. Oh, we got to go fast.
Yeah, no. Trust me, that was me too. It just happened also.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. That was, I think everybody does that. I think everybody, everybody drives fast when you're a teenager and stuff. And a lot of people just don't have the ability to figure out where to get on track and where to get with the race team. And so I got fortunate. I had people that were already in it, and they said, "Hey, look, come on in and do it." And I just took to it. So,
man,
one of those things.
What was your nastiest wreck?
That's what I was going to ask. Have you had any bad wrecks?
Sorry, Alex.
I jumped all over. I'd probably say I've had a couple of bad ones. Had a really bad one in British touring car where it was raining really hard and a bunch of cars got together and I went off into the wet grass. And normally what tracks try to do is they have tire barriers or safety barriers all along the concrete barriers that protect the fans from our cars. And I got taken off and it was in a weird spot. And because I hit the grass, I basically accelerated and missed the tire barriers and literally hit into the concrete wall and pushed the concrete wall back about 10 feet. I hit I think it was about 105, 110 miles an hour. So yeah, that was an eye opener. And then had another big crash at the Nürburgring. The thing that drivers, the wrecks are bad, but I will say that the cars nowadays are really, really safe. I mean, you look at the wrecks that I've been in and you look at like NASCAR stuff, you look at the wrecks that these guys get in on a constant basis. And 10, 15 years ago, they would have been fatal. I mean, no two ways about it. So the cars right now are actually really safe. The one thing that I think most drivers, if you ask, what are we afraid of? It's fire. And that's always the worst one because if you've never been in a fire in a car, you're lucky, but people don't realize is that it's insanely hot and you literally can't open your eyes. So when you're looking at trying to get out of a car in the middle of a fire, you've got to literally undo your belts, get the door open, get the wheel off, and get out of the car without ever opening your eyes. And it's 400, 500, 600 degrees in there. So trying to focus and trying to do all that stuff in a fire is the worst thing. So that's what scares us. We had a fire. Fortunately, I knew where the fire extinguishing button was. I was able to get it out, and that was what allowed me to get out of the car. But I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the big Formula One crash from a few years back with Grosjean moving into the wall. Yeah. That honestly, for every driver out there, that was literally hit you in the pit of the stomach because there was no surviving that. And he was the most fortunate man on the planet. So good to see him still with us.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah, that's it.
Drop and roll.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, well, we don't think about that stuff. I mean,
you can't. You can't.
If you did, you wouldn't get in a car. So
wouldn't be doing it. Yeah.
I have some buddies when I was growing up. They were hardcore dirt bike racers, and like my buddy Dave and my buddy Charlie. Like these dudes were nuts. Like they would either win or they would leave in an ambulance. There was no black or white. It was just that. You got to have that mentality though. Like,
yeah, I mean, we literally, there's, for whatever reason, there's that piece of our brain that just isn't there. You know,
exactly.
I do the Pikes Peak hill climb every year. I was the front wheel drive record holder, and it's the same thing. It's for me, I don't even notice it. You know, it's just another track, another road to attack. And we do every year. We bring our sponsors, the guys from Hella and the guys from SP Euro. We put them in an SUV and they drive up with me, and I go and describe all the corners and tell you. And the guys like halfway up were like, "Let us out. This is the craziest thing." And I'm like, "We're doing 20 miles an hour. I go up this at 120 miles an hour." And for whatever reason, it just doesn't click with us. It doesn't that piece of our brain is just not there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. I was reading about you a little before, Rob, and I saw you did, of course, the stuff in Europe there, which I asked about a little bit in a little while. But the Pikes Peak, man, I was like, how freaking nervous is that, man? I mean, you're flying. We've driven up before. Didn't we do that by Bowling Tournament one day? Bowling Tournament, we drove up Pikes Peak, man. But we're doing like 20 mile an hour, like you're saying. I mean, nothing on the side, no guardrails, and you're flying up the thing like 10 and a half seconds, right? I'm sorry, 10 and a half minutes right there. Just hauling butt up there. Do you even take a breath?
Well, I mean, no, because there's no oxygen up there. I mean, we're at 14,000 feet, so there's no air. Why bother to breathe? No, it's funny. It's like I know, like there's a part of my brain that recognizes that what we do is insanely dangerous and what the consequences are. But there's the other side of my brain that just doesn't care, and we just
it's what it is. I'm gonna get to the top.
That's it. It's all about conquering the mountain. It's all about breaking records. It's all about beating the fellow competitors. And so as soon as the green flag goes, you go.
Do guys that's never done it before, do they get like a practice run to do that with, or is it just all straight from you get there, you unload your car, then you get to go?
No, so the Pikes Peak is its whole thing. One of the things people don't realize about Pikes Peak is that it's a public toll road. So it's open to the public. You can go in and pay your $20 and drive all the way to the top. Yep. And it opens to the public at about, I think it's 8 or 8:30 in the morning. And we practice on the mountain the whole entire week prior. We don't ever they divide the mountain into 3 parts. So lower, middle, and upper. You never get to run the whole entire mountain until race day. But when you do your practice runs on your sector, you have to be there on the mountain at 3:30 in the morning. And the green flag drops for your practice at 5 o'clock in the morning. And you practice until 8 in the morning, and then you leave. So we're up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and we're off the mountain by 8:30, 9 o'clock, and you have breakfast, and you've had an entire day, and it's still 9 o'clock in the morning.
That's a rough schedule, man.
Rob, I can see you now doing this. Hey, you bloody winker! I'm practicing. Get out of the way!
We get every sort. We get those the mountain goats up there. We get marmots. We get bears. We get everything.
Like, dude, I hit a mountain lion.
Yeah.
Nope. It is crazy. Every year, everybody hits marmots. Every once in a while, someone will get a goat, one of the rams, and then I don't think anyone's ever hit a bear or a moose, but they're there. So
that would be crazy coming around the turn, 120 miles an hour. And there's a moose.
Yeah, no.
Like a moose will jack your car.
I was going to say, that'll be the biggest wreck ever.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, again, we don't think about stuff like that. Knock on wood that, it's one of those things that, everybody.
Down the mountain. Oh, he's taking a left turn. Oh, no, he sees a deer. Is he going to stop, folks? I don't think so.
No.
Do you have any pre-race rituals or superstitious sayings or thoughts before you race?
No, actually it's a weird thing. I'm pretty chill before I race, I find that if I focus on it and really think about it, I get stressed out, and then you start making mistakes. So I'm the opposite. I'll talk to people, I'll give interviews, I'll do whatever. And then when I get into the car, you put the window up, close the door, and then that's when I can start focusing. So no real rituals. I think if I do that, then I'm too focused. I'm over focused, and you start making mistakes. So
you never have the same kind of meal in the morning before race day, like Kyle Busch. He's one of my guys. I like him. He always has a chocolate Cocoa Puffs before he goes and races, and that's like a little thing for him. And he started it after he won his first race when he was living in Vegas, and then ever since he's always done it.
Yeah. No, I wish I had something. It's just, I just never developed because the thing is that NASCAR is a little bit more regimented. Like, it's here are the races you go to. You got your haulers. I mean, these are big budget teams, so you've got your cooks and you got everything. So you've got, Kyle Busch wants his Cocoa Puffs every morning. He says, "Hey, give me Cocoa Puffs," and the guys give him Cocoa. We don't have that level. We're not that $100 million team. So if I want Cocoa Puffs, I got to go out and get them myself. So usually for me, it's whatever's at the track. I mean, honestly, the biggest thing is I don't drink during a race week. That's probably my biggest thing. Whether superstition or whatever, I just we're always going out, and the guys will have a beer or something like that. But until we're drinking champagne on the podium, that's the only time I drink on the race weekend.
Atta, man. Hey, man, I dig that, bro.
Good.
Hell yeah, man. It's nice talking to you, brother. Hell yeah.
Rob, what is the fastest you've been in a car?
Legally or illegally?
Whatever, just in general. What is
legally.
the fastest you've ever been in an automobile?
249 miles an hour.
Dang.
Christ.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that the statute of limitation is up on that one, so I think we're going to just leave it at that.
249. That's like the governor probably kicks in at some point, or like your red line, whatever you're.
Yeah, the car I was in probably had another 5-6 miles an hour, and we just ran out of road. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's why you don't have no hair, huh, brother?
That's it.
Yeah, boy.
Stuck my head out the window.
Okay, I got another question.
Up the top.
Rob, have you ever thought, because the road racing is pretty sweet. Have you ever is it I with like road racing, you just stay road racing? Like, would you ever want to try stock cars or like Formula One or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I've done some stock car stuff years ago. We had taken a look at going into NASCAR, but there wasn't really a deal that made sense on the table. And that's the hard part about this is it's a business. I mean, as much fun as it is, as much as I love to do it, at the end of the day, you as a professional athlete have to make sure that you are always in the best situation possible. And, switching from road racing to NASCAR, you look at, even someone like Danica Patrick, or even Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon, guys that did open wheel racing, they did oval racing, and they moved from oval racing in open wheels and over to oval racing in NASCAR. And it still took them a while to get to the point where they were good and competitive. And so unless you have a deal on the table that allows you that, 2 or 3 or 4 years to get up to speed and to develop that, it doesn't make any sense, because you'll go in there the first year, you'll get your butt handed to you, and then you'll lose the ride, and everybody thinks you're a terrible driver. So,
I see.
So you really got to make a business out of it. And that's the unfortunate part. I would love to drive everything. I want to go and do Baja. I want to go and I'd love to go do, Daytona, or, go and do Talladega or Bristol or anything like that. It'd be fun. But in terms of doing that, you have to have a deal that allows you to be competitive. So,
right.
I hate losing. So I don't want to be in a bad situation.
Well, you need to take the track that Shane Van Gisbergen did. Racing the fill-in race at Chicago last year. Won his first and only NASCAR attempt. So now he's racing full-time. Busch Series, or Xfinity now, plus some of the spawn of the trucks as well, just trying to get himself graced up, and occasional NASCAR races right there. So
Shane's a talent, man. Let me tell you, I've raced against Shane in Australia, and man, the guy is just, he's mega. But the thing to realize too, though, is that the Aussie V8 supercars that Shane drives and has won multiple championships in is, I won't say very similar to NASCAR's, but the current generation car is a lot closer. So even though it is a jump, and anytime you're getting into a car, I mean, you're looking at tenths and hundredths of a second. So guys who are up to speed and know those cars are always going to be, super, super quick. And so, nothing taken away from Shane, but for sure that, he had the ability to adapt to this car a little bit easier. So
a little bit of an edge right there. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say an edge, but he Yeah. And on top of that, Shane is a legend, man. That guy is just wicked quick in anything he drives. So I've gone up against him, and he's there's a reason why he's making that jump into NASCAR, and I think because he's going to do really well. He's going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, big now. Marco Andretti is also making a jump. He's he's going from IndyCars, those guys, up to the Xfinity Series this year as well.
Yeah, I mean, Kimi Räikkönen from F1. I mean, tons of guys that do it, but the thing is, again, those guys have already had a career someplace else.
And his name's Andretti.
And his name is Andretti. Kind of helps, you know. So, but yeah, so it's for guys that don't have that last name or don't have those, you know, F1 World Championships or Supercar World Championships. You know, you've got to take the right steps, because this sport is very much like, what have you done for me lately? You know, and you can go in and you can win a championship in sports cars and then go into something else. And as soon as you don't do well right away, there'll be somebody else waiting to take your seat. So it's pretty cutthroat.
Wow.
Well, hey, Rob,
to adapt to your car, like
what's that?
You kind of have to become one with your car, right? When you're going, like, does it take a long time to adapt to your car and like just know that like my car has got me, like every turn that you do? And
yeah, I mean, so the thing is that if you look at like the GT4 class, so GT4 cars, it's a homologated series. So all of the cars that we race are based on street cars. So we run the Porsche GT4 RS, but we run against the AMG Mercedes, we run against the Camaros, the Mustangs, BMW M4s, Aston Martin Vantage. All of those cars are based on their street car counterparts. And they're all designed so that, almost like NASCARs, the cars are equal. So if I get in any one of those cars, I should be able to turn the same lap time. And where with all of that, we've got 40 plus cars in the series. Top 20 in qualifying are within a second of each other. So there'll be some times where you'll qualify and you'll be 100th of a second off, and there'll be 2 or 3 cars in that next 100th of a second. And so what you're really looking for with your car is not so much like worried about the car's got you. It's more like looking for every single 100th of a second. And that just takes it's a really unique feel. And so you've got to spend a lot of time in the car and really got to have a feel for what it's going to give you and you know, basically be able to get everything out of it.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, for you being a professional racer, what's your wins and losses right now total?
Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. I probably have 20 plus wins and probably 40 or 50 podiums. Oh, yeah. It's got to be more than that now, because it's got to be almost 30 plus wins, 20 in the SRO championship, and then another 10 or 15 over in the VLN series. So
nice.
We've done okay.
Tony, it's probably like horse racing, you know, win, play, show.
Yeah.
You just box the trifecta.
That man's killing it, man.
box the trifecta.
Yeah, it's funny. You I won't say you lose track after a while, because that seems a bit arrogant. You know, every time you win, you're like, I hate losing. So that's, I think that more than I like winning, I hate losing. But it is, you know, I've been racing for 20 years now, and it's awesome. You know, it's great, because it's one of those that you never, like, when I started this, I mean, first of all, you know, who's a professional race car driver? You know, everybody wants to be a professional race car driver. I didn't know anyone who was, and that's, you know, it's just a dream. So the fact that I was able to do it and then be able to do it for this long and have this level of success, I'm the luckiest guy out there. So
congratulations, man.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Hey, Rob, we'll probably switch over. We got some football to talk about and some other sports. You want to stick around? We usually go for about an hour, probably another 20-25 minutes or so. You could stay on, or if not, you could hop off. It's totally up to you. We're gonna take a little break.
We're leaving first thing tomorrow morning for Road America. So that's cool. I've got to be 100% on it, and I got a 4:30 flight. No, sorry, 6 o'clock flight in the morning. I got to leave at 4:30.
Okay, then real quick. Hey, is cousin around? Is she home tonight?
No, she's out partying with the girls.
It's
my last night here, and she's off with her girls. So
okay, that kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense. Well, cool. Tell her we said hi. Thank you very much for coming on, Rob. Yes. Dude, we'll definitely have you back on again.
Yes, I'd love to, guys.
Like I was saying, normally we got a few more people on. We usually got Greg Vaughn on, but like I said, today was the very end of Cedric the Entertainer's golf tournament. So
can I ask one more question real quick, Ralph, before we go?
Yeah, sure.
I'll just kind of read. Did I read right that you're a part owner of a team now in Germany?
Yeah, so Rotec Racing. So it's a team that was founded over in Germany at the Nürburgring to bring American drivers over there, because the Nürburgring is this legendary circuit, and if you guys don't know what it is, it was built back in the 1920s. It's a 12.5-mile track that literally goes through 5 different towns in northern Germany, and then when you add the Grand Prix circuit to it, it's actually a 15-mile circuit. And it's widely regarded as the most dangerous circuit in the world. And so Americans have always wanted to go over there. And I was one of those Americans that wanted to go over there. But, I didn't speak German. I didn't know how to go about it. And so a partner of mine and I decided to found a team over there to bring Americans and English-speaking drivers over the Nürburgring. And that's where I got all the wins over there. And we were really successful in doing that. So Rotec Racing was founded as a German team. We are back in the U.S. now, running in the SRO series. So we go back and forth and do a ton of international stuff as well. So that's always the fun off-season stuff, where you get to go to Australia and race against Shane and Dubai and pretty much all over the world. So we've had great success with that program, and we hope to keep doing it for a long time to come.
Is that who you're racing for right now for this coming up week? Is that in there?
Yeah. So Rotec is we're the winningest GT4 team now in the SRO championships, and that's kind of our big thing. Is like I said, I hate losing. So we want to have a team that just promotes that excellence. We make sure that all the guys are with us. Not it's everybody looks at us as the driver, as the tip of the spear, but really, I've got mechanics and I've got engineers and PR people, and all of these guys are the guys I've worked with for 20 years. And for me, I think they're some of the best in the business. And to be able to get all of those guys in one program and have the level of success that we've had is again pretty cool. So hopefully we're going to keep that going for a while.
That's awesome. Do you have a website or Instagram that our listeners can go to?
Yeah. It's Rotec US for Instagram, for Facebook, and then Rob Holland 3 is Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, everything else. So awesome. please look us up. And we also have a shop here in Denver, 3R Performance, where we do all the racing stuff, but we also do high-end restoration. We do resto mods. We do tons of service stuff. And it's, again, all of my guys that are on the race team are the guys who are working in the shop. So top level guys. And so if anyone wants to come on by and see some cool cars, that's us.
That's awesome. Yeah. Is it more nerve-wracking to be a driver? Is it more nerve-wracking or motivating to be an owner now?
A little bit of both. I never realized what it took to be an owner, and it's a full-time job and then some. So the hard part is divorcing yourself of the owner role when you get out to the racetrack, and you can go back to being just a pure driver. So we're now we've had enough success. We've got enough good people in place that kind of allows me to kind of go in and just be a driver again, which is which I love. So
nice. Hey Rob, I don't think you can fire yourself, right?
I've tried a couple of times. It hasn't stuck.
Awesome, Rob. Well, cool, man. Well, definitely good luck with the rest of your season.
Good luck in Mid-Ohio.
Guys, appreciate it.
Tell the cousin I said hello. I'll probably be back for Christmas. And we'll love to have you on again soon.
Yeah, we
you got to jump back on because it's NFL, baby.
That's right.
All right. I'm coming back when you guys invite me. So just give me a buzz and I'll be here.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Rob. Okay, cool, guys. We'll do some shout outs real quick. Whatever, we'll go a minute and a half.
Why sports and tacos? Because we're number one. We try to do things a little different from everybody else, and that's who we are because we party like the big dogs.
Okay, sweet.
The big dog.
All right, ladies and gentlemen in TV land, YouTube, sports and tacos. Mondays, Thursdays, and Sunday Fun Day. Come join us. YouTube, Sports and Tacos.
All about having some fun, a little bit of sports knowledge from 3, 4, 5, 6 different folks, depending on the night. Let you know about what happened that day in sports. We'll get to it. Check us out. Sports and Tacos at YouTube.
Perfect.
Who
Who are the guys?
Funny.
Who are the guys at Sports and Tacos? We're a bunch of sports experts who work together in a huge sports bar forever, and we know more sports than anybody in this entire world because we put our money where our mouth is.
And where our mouth is. G-Unit, we got to get your Sports and Tacos commercial done.
I know, right?
We need to do a whole new commercial.
We need to redo them.
We need to do all kinds of stuff.
I'll start coming up with ideas.
All right. We'll go over, we'll just go over all this stuff that we're promoting here. So Mr. Inspiration is happening. Stay tuned for the Mr. Inspiration Bob Whelan documentary. We'll give a shout out to Mr. Eric Zuli at Easy Way Network. I think Card Boss might be coming on next week. He had COVID. He went to the National Baseball Card Convention. Matt got COVID, but said he's getting better. I think we might crack some packs with Card Boss next week. Let's see. Watering Seeds organization. That's Brady Mazzola. That's who's sponsoring the Bob Whelan Mr. Inspiration documentary. Do all kinds of great work for wounded veterans. Go to Amazon Prime or Tubi and watch American Comedy starring Eric Roberts and Dan Lauria. The TV show, which will be the sequel, Donald's World. It's also starring Eric Roberts. Greg isn't on. GV23 is Greg Vaughn's Amazing Wine. You want to do Smoke Lab Vodka?
It's amazing vodka from Punjab, India, made with basmati rice and pure Himalayan spring water. Go get you some.
Get some. So, Bill Hammond. This is why Greg Vaughn isn't on right now, because Bill Hammond is hosting Cedric the Entertainer's amazing golf tournament somewhere in California, I believe. Dan Wolkin, we're gonna have him back on. He just got married, so congratulations to Dan.
Nice.
Lot to talk about with him when we get him back on. Doug Plank will be back on. Finally talk to him sometime soon. Love having Doug on, especially during football season. All of his old school football stories are amazing. Ray Pinetto, the coolest sports memorabilia in all the land. And of course, football season is starting, so we will have Paul Pratt and his amazing Noah Water back on the show soon. So, G-Unit, it is your show. I do want to talk about one thing real quick. That is the fact that Spencer, I'm pretty sure, is absolutely right about Bo Nix being Brett Favre Jr.
Not so fast.
Tony, what are your thoughts? That kid is an effing playmaker.
You see behind me, I have a poster of me on the wall. I think I'm going to be having a poster of Bo Nix too.
Yeah, baby. Well, okay, really though, like, you watched the game last night?
Oh, most definitely. Unfortunately, Stidham only had 15 plays?
No, 6.
Yeah. 6?
Two series.
But
you
know what? For what Bo Nix had to do and what he accomplished, he had 4 drives for a score. Couldn't say. I'll be honest. I know it's preseason. Preseason.
Right.
But at the same time, we didn't have 4 scoring drives anytime last year.
Yeah. This is all I was talking about, because like I've said, when I went back, watched his college stuff, and I went back, and it's not that I said he looked like Brett Favre. It was what's his face from ESPN. It was a big game against, I don't know if it was Washington or somebody. But basically, just the way he reminds me a little bit of like I don't know, a little bit Mahomes-ish when he's back in the pocket. Because the guy, he's not a statue. He is not Tom Brady. He is not Peyton Manning. He steps back in that pocket, and he doesn't freak out. He steps up, steps right, steps left, and makes plays. And some of those throws, he's running left and throwing right and throwing strikes. Now, don't get me wrong. It's one game. It's preseason. I remember being so high on this guy, Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler is going to be the next great Broncos quarterback because that preseason, his rookie year, he crushed it, the preseason. But do you understand now what I'm kind of talking about? With Brett Favre was not necessarily a prototypical pocket passing quarterback. He just made, I mean, he was, but he just made plays. I mean, was it Brett Favre that threw the left-handed touchdown pass from like 5 yards out from the goal line? You guys remember that?
Yeah, I kind of vaguely, but I know Mahomes has done it, hasn't he?
I just remember Brett Favre was like getting sacked at like the 5 yard line and literally chucked a left-handed touchdown pass. Just that sort of craziness. Bo Nix he kind of seems to have that. I don't know. I'll digress. I'll stop talking. What do you guys think?
No, he looked good. That was the best the Broncos have looked at a game in a long time, honestly. I know, and it is only preseason. I'm ready for this weekend when Bo Nix gets to start and he gets to actually play against the first-string defense of the Green Bay Packers, who was a playoff team last year. We'll see how he does against that right there. See if it correlates from last week against, because he only played with the twos last week. He didn't have any second, first-string guys on offense or defense at least. So I'm pretty sure Green Bay is going to come at him at least for a full quarter with the full string off defense for the most part. I know maybe give or take a player or two, but that's going to be a really test for me is what he does this weekend. That's more so than what he did last weekend. I mean, just the way he looked last weekend, he looks like an NFL quarterback in a sense, kind of like J.J. McCarthy. If you watched the Minnesota game, he looked kind of the same way right there. Caleb Williams looked pretty good. Actually, all the rookies looked pretty good. Jalen Daniels down in the Washington looked good. I mean, everybody looked good, but first game. Preseason, half the starters ain't playing yet. Week 2, more will be playing. We'll see what they get going. So I'm really I'll be able to feel more safe about Bo Nix after watching this weekend. But I was impressed, man. I ain't gonna lie, I was impressed. Yeah.
I just love what he does in the pocket, and that's exactly what I saw.
I like the. I agree with you, Shotgun, but I disagree with you about him being a Favre. I don't see that part because in college, he was 45 touchdowns passing, only 3 interceptions in his little career. And then at the same time, then you got running. See, he's a runner. This is one thing Denver never really had was a runner. Our biggest runner is John Elway still. Yeah. But at the same time, he ran for 749 yards with 10 touchdowns. That bad boy, if he has to run, he'll run. And he's got speed.
I think it's really just.
But Mr. Coach Payton is very happy because he's a pocket passer. He stays in that pocket. 1, 2, 3, shot. And you know what? He might go a 5 and out, or he may go deep, or he may even run it himself. Yeah, I actually feel comfortable to say we have a quarterback.
Yeah, we might. We might. That's one game. He makes plays. And like I said, if you guys are ever bored, it's kind of interesting anyways, just to go back and watch Brett Favre's college highlights. Because
Southern Miss, heck
yeah. It's a lot the same.
I remember him beating Florida State live, man, on the couch at like 11 o'clock in the morning, Alabama. He upset big old Florida State one year back in his senior year.
And he was not Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. He just made plays. The play would break down. He would move right, move left, and just throw there. Next thing you know, there's a dude. He would throw the guy open, whatever. He just made plays, and that kind of seems. Bo Nix has a little bit of that. So hopefully,
granted,
I wish you guys the best.
Unit,
I got a secret about
we
this.
Are coming for what is rightfully ours. And that is the AFC West title, which belongs like it should always in Denver.
This is going to be a very
definitely agree.
You guys got a very interesting division over there, but the new kickoff. I think am I mistaken? Wasn't it the Kansas City Chiefs that got a safety on themselves this weekend on the new kickoff? I thought that was it right there.
Yeah.
How you
doing? They looked all right.
It's
we're trying to finish over 500. You guys are going for a three-peat. So
Yeah, exactly. You guys are
it's
just
never
playing
been
on
done
books,
before.
Ken.
It's never been done before. I'm just saying.
Granted, we have a
Broncos-
very young, very young team. It's going to be
Yeah.
interesting
Scary.
this year.
They're scary, dude. I'm sorry. If they won the Super Bowl last year, they're only going to be better this year. So, anyways, G
Yeah.
Unit, the floor is yours. What do you want to talk about?
Oh, I'm just the same NFL. I was gonna say about the Chiefs. Hollywood Brown got a major injury, and he was.
First play.
I know that
First
was
play.
wild. So yeah, and they don't know if when he's gonna play or when he's gonna be better or what. So it was a really bad injury in the shoulder dislocation. So yeah, I don't know, but they were looking good. We still lost, but it's preseason, just like you guys were
Preseason
saying.
means
So
nothing. Like Patrick Mahomes
I
tried to
know.
even play, right?
he was probably just like half playing. Like, all right, let's just.
No,
this
your
is a little bit-
first drive looked great with him, man. He was play action. But Pacheco looked great first drive. He looked like he was in game
Yeah.
shape. So yeah,
Yeah,
It was just
Xavier
one drive.
Worthy.
Yeah, that's all we get right now. So.
Yeah.
Don't want to get. I feel sorry for Hollywood, man. I knew he got hurt. I didn't realize it was that bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
When does college kick off?
18
Oh.
days.
Yeah, end of this month, 30th, 31st, something like that.
The 29th it starts
That's
it.
right, yeah.
Awesome. You know, being that I'm living in the South, I'm gonna like the Buffs. They'll always be my favorite team, but should I be? You guys, what should be my? I'm thinking Miami.
You got to be Miami.
That's only because I'm in the Keys.
Yeah.
Maybe but see, the first
Havana.
I'll be in Gadsden. So then Atlanta.
Yes, and you got to either choose Alabama, Auburn, or Georgia.
Man,
Most
Yeah,
people will go Georgia.
I would choose
You're
Georgia.
foolish.
I can't be a fan of any team with red though. I just can't. I hate teams with red.
Well, why don't you go to
And-
Auburn? You got your same ugly colors.
It's gonna be Miami. I'm gonna be the
Or you can be a
weirdo.
Florida Gator. They got the same ugly colors too.
Florida State, maybe.
As your Denver Broncos, I'm talking about. G Unit knows what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So, well, that's it. You know, that's it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. I don't know.
Go South Florida. The South Florida Bulls, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited though about college.
No
football.
UFC.
No, USF.
Go Kansas Jayhawks. They're going to be good this year.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
ain't got Oklahoma or Texas to deal with.
Hey, so
Go
is
Michigan.
Kansas and CU are still in the whatever it is now, the Big 12, 10,
The
7.
Big 12.
How many teams are left in that league?
I think they lost 2, but gained 2 or 3 or 4. So I think they probably got more than 12.
They're like the big boys
no, they-
leave it, then they bring in like Florida Atlantic or something.
Yeah.
In Colorado and. Yeah, I mean, no, that's like they were saying. That's probably going to be the most exciting conference of football this year because everybody's so even. You don't have the big boys like Oklahoma, Texas anymore dominating. You just got a bunch of teams that play. I mean, that's going to be 8 and 4 at the end of the year, 9 and 3 at best, probably. You know, they're just going to be beating up on each other.
Yeah.
Should
No,
be
you
fun
make a
football.
good point there.
Yeah, it should be fun football.
I've been working my butt off. Anything interesting happening in baseball right now that is noteworthy?
My Braves are falling apart. We got to get it together. We dropped out of the playoffs for the first time this year a couple days ago. We jumped back in the other day by half a game, but we're the last wild card. Other than that, Yankees are kicking ass now. Judges on pace for another miracle season.
Right.
Your Kansas City Royals there, G Unit, they just keep plugging along right there.
I
They're doing
know.
well. Yeah.
I know.
Are they like maybe playoff-ish?
Right now
Yes.
they're in the playoffs, yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
See, the Rockies right now, even though we're the Rockies, but we're beating all these teams right here.
The Rockies.
And it's funny to me because we don't have nothing to lose but everything to gain.
They just took 2 out of 3 from Atlanta.
Oh, geez.
Yesterday,
Yeah, you guys
even
you
worse.
guys really are down and out,
Yesterday,
aren't you?
Atlanta was up 8-2 in the 8th inning and lost 9-8. Or 7th inning, sorry, 8-2 and lost 9-8. We got up 7 runs in the 7th or 8th inning and lost that damn game.
Was it at Coors Field?
Of course.
Of course.
The Colorado Rockies. Yeah.
Occasionally, a men's softball game breaks out.
They scored like
It's just
45 runs in 3 games combined. It was the first game was 11 runs. After that, it was like 17 a game, 17 total. It was ridiculous.
Damn. Huh?
Wow.
Well,
More Rockies.
Baseball's fun, man. Every division.
Royals.
Every division's within pretty much most all divisions are within like 3 or 4 games. Wild cards all close. It's pretty freaking exciting right now in baseball.
There was a big brawl that happened at the White Sox game, White Sox and Cubs, right? Huge fight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy, I guess. I don't know, over the weekend.
North side, south side, going at it.
That's one of those, the White Sox got to win sometime or another. They're down 20 games and then they win 1 game and then they're down 7 games. And, they have to win something. Maybe a fist fight. They probably call each other a bad name.
It was like 20 people just like fighting each other, just knocking each other
your
down.
Team sucks. Your
Bad.
team sucks.
We both suck.
Come on, Bears.
Yeah, right. Caleb, where's Caleb at? That's what they're asking.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll happen occasionally. Like that actually, I guess I'll just end with this. Like me and my buddies from high school, back when we used to twice we had softball teams. Both times ended in brawls. Like in the softball games. Hey, Tony or Bama. Tony, you ever been to softball country on 64th and Washington?
Oh my gosh, way up there. Yeah, my brother used to play for Little League, and that's where their games were at.
Yeah, so it's softball country. There's literally a bar. It's like 5 fields, and there's a bar right in the middle of softball country. So, and both times this happened was the second game of a doubleheader. Because by the second game, people are starting to get lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yep.
Okay? And both times, I think it was against the Vatos Locos. And dude, the second time it happened, because we had a team after the huge brawl in 2000. Like we got the gang back together in 2005. The second time, dude, it was the craziest thing ever. Like the fight happened on the field and the umps broke it up, right? And it was cool. Like, everybody was ready to go back to playing the rest of the game. Somebody called the cops. Okay? So the Adams County Sheriff Department showed up. And so they called the game. So everybody's leaving, right? But there's only one entrance to softball country. So you got these 2 teams that are drunk. They just had a fight. Everything was cool. Everybody was leaving. The cops stop everybody. Nobody's going anywhere. And so you have 2 teams facing each other and their families and their kids and grandmas, everybody. There was one Adams County. Listen to this. There was one cop that showed up, and the umps were like, look, it's cool. Everybody's going home. This one cop would not let anybody leave. He got in between the 2 teams. And of course, somebody on our team, lipped off. The cop knocked him to the ground. And all effing hell broke loose.
Dang.
All hell broke loose. The team's going at it again. There was Adams County Sheriff, Denver Sheriff, Westminster. Dude, there was a helicopter. There was dogs. It was on the freaking news.
Don't go to softball country is what you're saying.
Needless to say, that softball team never got put back together.
Jeez.
It was nuts, dude.
Ruthless. Yeah.
Yeah. So
everybody running in the neighborhood.
People take sports seriously.
Well, and one of the funniest things was it was a long ass run for all these cops from the parking lot of softball country, because we were on field 5. They were just sprinting, but it's far. By the time they would get there, they were just exhausted. They're just I just remember watching this one big fatty. You're just sucking wind by the time he got to the actual field. So
he's getting ready to go to the concession stand to buy a hot dog.
Can somebody go get me a soda?
A Diet Coke, please.
Anyways, luckily I was not. I didn't get any.
I was gonna say, were you just watching? You were just standing there watching? You didn't get involved?
No, I was involved. But luckily, freaking, as soon as I saw the cops getting involved, then I was like,
I'm out.
I wasn't drinking, put it that way. I wasn't drinking, So I had the smarts to once it's one thing to fight another team. Not cool to start trying to fight another team with the cops in the middle of it. People were getting
They'll arrest you.
They were getting assault on officer charges and all kinds of stuff. As soon as I saw the cops getting involved, I was like, no, I'm out. You guys can go to jail on your own. I just basically stopped. I didn't really
Yeah.
As soon as the cop with the nightstick said leave, I was like, okay, cool, I'm out. Don't smash my skull with your nightstick. So anyways,
man.
that's my softball brawl story. So anybody got anything else, or should we wrap it up?
We are ready for the games. Let the games
Yeah,
begin.
we got a big game tonight with Atlanta versus the Giants, so I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
Dude,
Football.
I got my Rockies upsetting everybody.
Even the fans.
That's a good one. Just like always. Nice. All right, guys. Well, back to business as usual. I guess here in the not too distant future, for those who can get up early enough, we probably should start doing the Sunday. Well, not yet, but before the first game, we should probably start doing the pre-Sunday NFL sports and tacos also. But anyways, we can chat about that. So, all right, guys.
Hell
All
yeah.
right, everybody, have a good night. And,
All right, guys.
Adios.
Good to see you guys.
You did a great job.
Thanks. Bama, get better.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'm on the road.
Bama, get better soon. We need you.
Yep, I'm on the road. So tonight was fun. This is the first thing I've done in a week. So yeah.
Take a week off of drinking. That's what I'm doing.
I haven't drank in a week. I can't drink with antibiotics, so I've already been on
Good.
for a week. So yeah, and I got
It's good for your mental health
Yeah,
to
at least
take
3
a little
months.
break.
I'm drinking apple juice.
Lots of water,
Uh-huh.
water and soda.
Yeah,
Good.
that little twizzle. I'm sure you can probably smoke, right?
Yeah, I can take. Yeah, he gave me the okay today to take a hit every now and then. So yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So, but
All right, guys, everybody have a good night,
All right, guys.
and we'll see you next week.
Okay. Good night,
Peace
guys.
out, America.